people of the internet. This is Anna Legoa coming up live because I want to talk about a couple of things that came up. Nothing quite like watching a couple of coaches talk to get you into that woohoo focus mindset, especially as it's the end of the month and it's the last week. It's Friday. Happy Friday to you guys wherever you are. I wanted to come on to talk about a couple of things which came up this week, and also to tell you guys that the workshop just started, Confident Workshop, which is exclusively in a group where you can get a ticket. You can get that through the link in the bio, but what it's going for is actually attracting women to you while you're approaching them. And it's actually diving deep into the mindset, techniques, work, things that you can do, exercises that actually pull you into not just approaching women, but also training you into figuring out what it is that you want, what you don't want. So I just So attraction mindset and announcement. So I was talking about the workshop and I was talking about what's involved. Day one has just happened. It was over about 48 minutes, which is jam-packed full of the mindset going into enjoying yourself and loving your time with women or a woman. It doesn't actually matter plural or singular. The thing is your focus is the same. Enjoying yourself first and foremost, which seems to be crazy for a lot of people. And then also, I made a big chapter on body language and checking a woman's response to you. And there's actually a few more other things that I mentioned that are not actually covered by what I promised, but you're going to love it when you sign in, guys. So that is one thing about the attraction part. I have an inkling to do a keep her part, which could be next week. Before I do that, of course, I need to know what you guys want to know in keeping a woman, because there's a few things that I can get into specifically to get you keeping that woman's attention that actually has nothing to do with woman and more about your leadership skills and your confidence in leading that relationship. So moving forward, take a deep breath and be very thankful for right here, right now. You're here, you're alive, and you're alive and kicking. That's important. Which brings me to, I was going to talk about the live 2, which I'm going to do today. It's about 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. I'm going to be doing it by about 7 p.m. So hurry up and get your ticket and go and grab yourself some beautiful exercises on attracting that date now, tonight, this weekend, next week. It's up to you, but the work is there and it's going to be there until Tuesday. So I had a DM asking about keeping a woman's attention, and rarely do I ever get a man asking for how to keep a woman's attention and actually knows what he's doing, knows what his vision is, knows what his job is in that relationship. It's just a puddle of hormones at that point when they're trying to keep a woman's attention, and then the minute that the woman brings up some kind of a worry or a point that she's nervous about, what do you normally do, right? What do you normally do? Do you freak out? Do you get nervous about the fact that you might not be enough? Do you think about the fact that your families may not support you in your unit? I'll just say unit. Are you nervous about all those things that are coming in? So you have to remember that those things only have power because you give it the power. And when you realize that only a future vision and your job as a man to lead that conversation and that lead that relationship is actually what matters, then just pulling down the screen a bit, then that's literally your only focus. But for some strange reason, I've had a DM where it was like, oh, I'm scared of losing this woman. But what you really are scared of is, well, do you even know what you're scared of? Because keeping the woman's attention is actually about providing the value as a provider, as the leadership in the leadership role that you have in that relationship, and how are you going to do that? So I may go into that next week in Keep Her. I can provide a mindset and some exercises and techniques on figuring out how you can go from there to there. I know it's a bit of a seems like a big leap, but it's actually so crucial for when you are going from that 6 month period to 2 years together, for instance. Doesn't matter where you are, how old you are, none of that stuff actually makes any freaking difference. In my experience dealing with these types of situations, this is all about your intentions, your goal, your vision, and how much you're sticking to it. If something freaks you out, like not getting enough support from outside, or the woman is giving you a couple of points that you have absolutely no idea how to deal with, yeah, that's going to bring you out of the paradigm for sure. Absolute sure. Because suddenly your beautiful paradise, your beautiful picture of, love and support and all the gooey stuff, it's like about to go out the window, right? So you freak out. But that doesn't have to be like that, because you actually forget first and foremost what your job is. So I'll be going into that once I get enough votes on the kinds of situations that you want me to go into, because directly speaking, it's not until that worry comes up that you can deal with it. It's not until the worry comes up that you can deal with it. So I'll be going into that. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is the announcement that I wanted to talk about, which is I have written an open letter to my Earth Shredder dudes. I've been asked what that is. I'll be showing it to you soon because it should be on my blog by Monday. I will try and copy and paste a little bit about it in the About Me section, in the About You section, my mistake, ASAP, so you can check out what that's about, because that's essentially where I'm getting all my ideas on how to create these posts for you guys, and they're very earth-shreddingly earth-shatteringly awesome, because no one writes like me and no one's got that thing like me. So it's a lot of fun. It's my batching of energies from all the calls that I've had from clients and who I want to talk to, and it's basically supposed to give you guys some did I just cry, or is this coming from something else? I don't know. This is really about talking to you guys and your future self that doesn't give a damn about what's going on in the world, because you have worked so hard and on yourself, and you have let yourself be a man in all the situations, that you can just be confident, content, and happy no matter where you are in life or where you have been so far. So that's a lot of fun. I wanted to tell you as well that the other night I had a kind of a compliment from a colleague, which is funny because I don't actually need, it's not so much that I need to know that I'm doing well, but it's nice to be recognized for my efforts and for the competence, as we like to call it, the competence of what I'm putting out there, and just as a package overall. So I got that, and I wanted to tell you guys that it's not been the first time that I had to put my ego to the side and give the space for a man to tell me how things are going, how things can be, and give me a couple of pointers. I had one once ages ago from one dude, which was actually while I was working in sales, and he seemed to be obnoxious at first, because there was a lot of this sort of self-righteousness going on, and this whole push pull, which is not actually very Aussie. Aussies don't do that. But he was great. He was great as a guy, and I looked at him, but then after calming down a little bit from my reacting to that kind of crazy energy, I realized that the guy had a lot of experience and a lot of insights to give, and I thought, could learn from that. I could learn from that. So I did that, and we're really good mates now, and I actually know his wife by now. He had an amazing life and everything. That's something that I actually picked up on, so that was really cool. And again, this happened where I'm surrounded by teachers. I'm absolutely surrounded by teachers, which is part of the reason why I always intentionally make sure that I have permission from the other person to start even telling them anything, because I would hate to be lectured just because I want to. Doesn't mean I need to, doesn't mean it's necessary, right? So that's what's been happening. And so I meditated last night when this one guy was like, hey, you've got amazing stuff out there. I could give you a couple of cents on what's happening. And in this case, it was magical, because half the time I'm getting on calls with guys to kind of bond, kind of connect, be face to face, see what they say that I've missed. Most of the time, I already know what's going on, which is great. So that's something interesting to tell you guys. But in this case, I felt drawn and pulled to listen to the sky, and that's exactly what happened. I meditated, and then I thought, okay, fine, I'll listen to the sky. What can I possibly lose? So that's what happened, and I'm going to be talking to him one on one soon, so that's great. But like I said, it's great to have that recognition from a colleague, and it's great to just sort of listen to a man for a bit, because when I know that the insight, the experience, and the chemistry is really good, and we know what's going on, then that's it. That's all that's needed. So that's cool stuff. So I'm really kind of happy to just go on that phone call and talk about what I need to do for the next step, because there's so many things that I can miss. So see, I put my pride to the side and I go, what can I learn? Now that is a great criteria thing for a student mindset, because it's all I usually am, really. I'm learning and I'm doing. And that's what I encourage you guys to do as well. So um, open letter, attraction mindset, workshop. Let me just reach for my notes to make sure I haven't missed anything. Yes, that's right. So I wrote down inspiration and friends. I've been asked a lot. I've been asked by quite a few men who have come from splits or whatever kind of background, and they ask, who the heck do I follow? Who do I follow to reestablish the ground, to figure out where I am again, to get some positivity and grow again, to rebuild the next mindset. For me, it's been kind of like this. This actually goes into the lecturing thing that I was talking about before, and why I asked for permission, because I don't want to just bang on with information. Information's everywhere. Connection, rare. So that's why I'm here. So I've noticed that with successful people, and this goes for everyone, from my inner circle to my friends, my family, acquaintances, anyone, successful people will rarely lecture you on things. Successful people are usually very content with their life and they have a lot going on, but they are not going to stop and tell you how to live your life. And I picked up on that. And the ones who do tell you how to live your life, they normally have something going on that's in the back end and they just want you to fit into their life. The ones who are growth oriented with a growth mindset may not. They know that everything is individual. They know that everything is specific. They know that everything's counted as a decision towards you. So really, if you hear someone telling you that this is how life is, full stop, and you got to take my advice, you got to see the hypocrisy behind it, because they've probably got something that's crazy on their end, that's not productive at all for them, not constructive at all for them. In fact, successful people that I've noticed, they tend to hear you out. They tend to hear you out. They tend to give you some direction, but they will rarely tell you how to live your life. And that's something that I picked up on a long time ago. And that's something that I realized, you really got to work on. And the next thing, if they make you envious with something, then that's triggering something in you that you need to express, that you need to follow, that you need to put your focus on, which is really cool. So when I go into that direction, I go, okay, what's this person trying to teach me that I haven't figured out before, or that I haven't seen, or that I haven't felt, or I haven't done before? And that's how I follow people, but I'm rarely ever envious. Oh, I'll be envious of a friend of mine who's gone out to Mexico and, he's got his beautiful drinks out with his girlfriend. Meanwhile, all I can do is basically go to the beach. I mean, sad reality for some Aussies, but that's the state of things. And then I go, well, no, this is why we journal, this is why we manifest, so that we can figure out what we actually want. Because not all of us want to go in Mexico and have a couple of beers. We want to go and connect with, people. We want to be happy. We want to be bursting with life, don't we? We want to have that life force in us. So that's what we're doing. And we don't quite realize it, because sometimes that envy grabs onto us. Now, for me personally, I found that I'm kind of like the catalyst for a lot of people to act on the dreams that they have in their life, their visions. It's never about me explaining what I'm up to. It's me leading by example, right? And that's how everything happens. That's how I know a couple of friends in America, for instance, would be going after what they actually want in their job, in their life, and letting themselves dream, letting themselves express themselves and whatever the heck comes up for them. Similarly, I know another guy in Switzerland who told me that he's envious of my approach to things and what I'm up to. And now he told me that he's going to be freelancing in, I think, next month. And they're all kind of acting on their desires and their urges just by watching me. I don't tell them anything. I don't do anything. I do me first and foremost, and I act on where the heck I'm going. And that makes a huge difference. And now that I can do. Not the lecturing as a hypocrite to someone whose life I barely even know and mindset and vision and all the rest. But the real substance behind it, like, oh, so I can go there and I could do that. And then, people pick up on my energy. And so that's why I'm here to lend you guys a hand with that. It's part of the reason why the workshop is up. And I had such a good time. I'm so proud of myself for doing the live workshop the way I did with all my pauses and my trainings and all the stuff that I included. So I'm very happy with that, very content with that, and I'm going to continue that tonight. As you can see, I am set up beautifully for it. I've got my notes more or less. Do feel free to ask me more questions in the stories or shoot me a DM to ask me a question, because that's how I come up with these ideas and how to go next to help you guys out. So that is more or less it from me so far. I'm gonna head off because I need to go get some stuff for dinner for the weekend, and also just chill out before I have the trainings. It seems to really help. So let me know how you guys are. Comment any remarks, comments, or questions that you've got. I'm more than happy to help out. I'm more than happy to reply. I am so thankful for all the support and for the direction that I'm in now, and the fact that I never gave up, because times could be very frustrating and challenging. But we don't give up. We Earth Shredder people do not give up. So have a great Friday. I'll talk to you guys soon. Don't forget to get tickets to the workshop. It's going to change your life. I know that as a fact, and it's the one and only place you want to be. I am one of the few coaches out there who's actually out here for your success and not here to bang on about some method that won't work for you. I want to know what will work and when it works and what happens when you use it. So that is basically it for me. Alright guys, I'll see you soon. Talk soon. Thanks a lot for watching.